It's summer of 2023, and I'm in a place I really didn't want to be. It sounded great when I signed up, but now as I was there, it was super scary, right? I'm at a camp by myself in a different country for about a month, and I'm with people that I don't know. But everyone seemed to know everyone else except for me. Now looking back, I know that's not true. I knew I wasn't the only one there that was solo, but it sure felt like it at the time. And I've always been the type of person to take a while to get used to new people, right? I don't get comfortable with a person until the fourth or fifth time I meet them. And this was no different, right? The first few days of the trip, I didn't talk to anyone or do anything I didn't have to do. Many of the activities we did would have been amazing if I had just faced my fear and tried them, but I didn't want to or feel the need to at the time, right? And eventually, as the trip progressed, I did get more comfortable with many of the other people who now I would consider good friends. I forced myself to, on a few occasions, walk up to people, introduce myself, and try to learn who they were, like as a person, what they liked, and any other things you would learn during an introduction. But this was way later, and it was super scary. And by the time I'd gotten the courage to make these connections and allowed myself to have fun, the trip was already almost over, and we would be going home pretty soon, right? I make this video because that was an experience that I regret even to this day. Not that I went, but because it was almost that I didn't go, even though I did. So much time was spent on my phone when I should have been socializing that it was almost like I never left home at all. You ever stare at something and think, I want to try that? And then, almost immediately, the doubts start creeping in. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? And the biggest, what if people laugh at me? That little voice in your head, it's loud, persistent. It kept me from trying anything during most of my trip. And, it told me to wait until I was better prepared, wait until I was sure I'd succeed. Wait until the fear went away. But, here's the thing about fear that I learned from this trip. It really doesn't just disappear. It waits too. It waited for me to listen and eventually give up. And every time I let it win, it got stronger in my head. So what if, just once, you didn't listen? Don't make the same mistake I did, almost wasting thousands of dollars and a whole month that was supposed to be about fun activities and meeting new people, right? What if instead of waiting for the fear to go away, you took it with you, right? It won't be smooth or very fun. The first step rarely is though, right? But that's kind of the point. I wish I'd been able to embrace the mess, the awkwardness, the imperfection, right? I wish I'd known that it's okay to not have the best conversation sometimes, right? Every new person you talk to feels less scary. Every mistake teaches you something. And before you know it, the thing that felt impossible starts to feel normal, right? Trying something new isn't just about learning a skill. It's about learning how to be who you want to be. Learning how to keep going when it's hard, or how to laugh at yourself when you fall short, right? And you're gonna fail a lot. That's just life. You're human. How to appreciate progress, no matter how small, right? There's this magic moment that happens to me when I actually try, but it's not when I finally get something right. It's when I realize that I'm no longer afraid to get it wrong. And the best part, it doesn't stop there. That courage I built, it spills over into many other things that weren't necessarily connected, right? The progress I made with calisthenics a few years ago allowed me to feel confident enough to try other new habits and skills that really terrified me initially. things like meditation or talking to strangers, right? Like I eventually did during the trip. The more you try and, go for things, the less fear controls you. So here's my question for you. What's that thing you've been putting off? The thing you've been maybe too scared to try? Start messy, start scared, but start anyway, because the only way to get rid of that stupid voice that you have is to do so many new things that it stops having any power, right? That's what worked for me eventually. And I think the best version of me is able to try new things, not because I'm sure I'll succeed, but because I know who I am enough that failure or mean comments don't affect my ability to keep trying, right? So please take that first step, no matter how big or small, because any progress is better than no progress, right? I've gone up to probably 20 people at the gym, and even if we didn't really have any conversation, or maybe they don't seem very interested in talking to me, I was still proud of myself for going up, even if I might never talk to that person again, right? Because it was still practice that was helpful and, allowed me to get more used to that skill I was working on, talking to new people. And that's really what helped me the most. Just do it, whether you're happy to, whether you're scared, whether you're terrified, right? It's not going to change the fact that it helps you more than any research or reading ever would, right? Action always beats productive procrastination. So, thanks for watching.